Welcome. I'm Digital Micro, and you're watching Digital Crypto Mixed with eMicro Futures, trade journal video series with new videos weekly. Please, I'm grateful for your support. Please press the subscribe button. Okay, let's do the disclaimer. This video is not trading or investment advice. Futures, stocks, bonds, crypto, trading of any kind involves substantial risk. You may lose everything. I've done it. So be very careful. I guarantee no profit whatsoever. You assume the entire cost and risk of any trading or investing activities you choose to undertake. You are solely responsible for making your own investment decisions. Before trading or investing, do your own due diligence. So this broadcast is going to be devoted to digital crypto. Let's look at how we did for the week. Last week, from Friday to Friday, October 29th, November 5th, let's take a look at how Bitcoin did. So we did negative 2.09%. And note how the correlation really uncoupled last week. The winner last week, clearly the Russell 2000, which was not kind to me on that trade, and the S&P Micro 1.191. So at the top, S&P 500 191, 6% for small cap, M2K, Russell 2000, and Bitcoin minus 209%. So those are the numbers. That's how we close. Bitcoin closed again 60,948. Let's go to the next screen. I've got two Bitcoin charts. Let's go from the left to right. This Bitcoin monthly candle chart here shows this October doji candle on the right where the cursor is. We're at resistance on the red horizontal band. And I've got an October anchored volume weighted average price in yellow here at 57,809. And price is not broken that. So I'm bullish above that. It's holding, and this anchored VWAP line is actually slanted slightly up. So this is good. This resistance here, I expect that if we are going to go up before January 2022, we need to hit 70,000 plus. The question is, can we do it before December, or is it going to take the rest of the year to break on through? If we break on through, are we going to go 80, 90, 100? There's a lot of people online on YouTube calling for that to happen, and I would love that to happen. But I'm just simply stating here, we are in a band of resistance right now, and we were clearly decoupled from the S&P equity indexes and the small cap Russell. So not worried, still bullish consolidation. Side chart, 24 hours, pretty much the same as the last post video. We've got Bollinger Band compression consolidation. But this red line here where the cursor is, clearly we're on support. And look at this middle Bollinger Band. This is also an anchored VWAP from this recent price high up here, which was just about 67,000. So people are right now looking at this anchored VWAP going, okay, if I can buy under, that's great, and we can ramp up. The question is, though, are we going to break this compression lower Bollinger Band? And this line here, this anchored VWAP line's around 58.4. If we break that, and where does that come from? That comes from this breakout from the mid way back on October 1st. So October 1st is the anchor line on the lower anchor VWAP line. So again, no big changes. Let's just glance again where we are since January 1st this year. We're way above the $44,425 anchored VWAP from January 1st. So we're still bullish I'm very comfortable, even if we don't make the 100,000 by the end of this year. I'm very happy with the asset allocation. So let's look at the allocation on the next slide. What we're looking here at this slide on the digital crypto is currently the allocation. Bitcoin is 89.7%, Solana 10.3%. It took me to 2021 to finally get into crypto, and I did play around with a number of altcoins before finally getting, by the end of the third quarter, a realization that I need a blue chip Bitcoin to be the majority of the portfolio. I don't even have one full Bitcoin, so what am I thinking of? Roughly 52% of my entire trading fund is in crypto. Of that, 52%, 89 in Bit, and then Solana. Look at this beautiful chart on Solana here in green on the right. Just loving that. So this kind of juices up the return for this week on the crypto side because Solana's doing so well. And I'll tell you what I love about this. It's you can stake your holding for an extra APY yield. So that's really nice. So I'm in this for a hodl or swing trade. Time horizon here, minimum 90 days before I even think about trading out of this. But this is what was the bright spot for last week for me. And I do think that Bitcoin's going to come out of a consolidation and make a run above 70,000. I just can't say if it's next month, next week, or next year. But I'm happy to hold this digital crypto asset. Okay. This is the last part of this broadcast, and I wanted to put a pin in the subject of capitalization and targets. For the digital micro trading fund for 2022, to really be in the game, I mentioned on the last video, most people really underestimate the detrimental effect of not having enough capital. And if you don't have enough capital, you're really going to be under the gun to expect to be able to live on your earnings and your trade winnings. So really you just have to consider if you're under 100,000, this is purely a side hustle. So where I'm at for this year, I want to break down 65 to 85 close for the year. I'm on target for that. But next year is where the coming out party should happen a year from now. And that's got to be at least a minimum of 100 to 170. And of course, I'm going to be shooting for the bigger number there. But that includes an emergency fund of at least 20,000 cash, because emergencies will come up in your side hustles. And that's why it's super important when you're working with a lower capitalized account. It's not $1 million. Sub micro would be anything under 100. Micro, you graduate, you're at 100 and above. But just because you've got 100,000, you're still going to need an emergency cash account. So we're not counting, again, the trade account at 100 if you're counting the cash reserve. You need 100 trading pure. So the way I've got it, again, 52%, 48%, 52% crypto, 48% micro futures, and we're shooting for these goals. So I hope that helps. Hit the subscribe, if this gave you some value, and I'll see you on the next broadcast. Aloha.